Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and I'm here again with Sakane.
Hello, everybody.
And we are going to pick back up new casting. It's turn 85 as we go into the late game. With the Cataclysm coming on turn 90. Nevertheless, horrors are making brief little visits.
Mainly due to, I think it's mostly been Bogarus who's been casting the
Yeah,
horrors.
I think so. We have Atlantis, teleporting with this guy. The hell is he doing? Totem Shield? Curse Attacker? Oh, this is going to be Water Elemental spam.
I'm not sure what the totem shield is about, to be honest. Apparently, it's not good enough to fight off Merman.
Yeah. One
Where,
of the
where
problems
did
with just
the?
doing single water elemental summoning is it's really easy for things to get by. That's one of the nice things about living water.
Yeah.
So, feels bad. Okay. So, summary of last episode. Things were going crazy. Marignon went berserk and attacked everybody, but then things simmered down. Won a major battle against Bogarus. Bogarus has, in some ways, while he was in position 1, he's definitely not in position 1 anymore. He's probably position 2 or 3. Probably 3.
3. Yeah, I would agree with 3.
And I mean, maybe even 4 when you consider Atlantis' throne position. Um, but yeah, Marignon looking like they're a bit on top of the world. They
I
won
think,
this huge fight.
yeah,
They're going on the offensive. What's up?
I think Marignon is. Well, I was gonna say that I think like he pieced out too many people, but then there's like a random Raga, like in his cap circle.
Oh yeah,
Like I don't know if that was a misclick or something, but um, it really looks like he pieced out too many people.
yeah.
Um, so uh, I feel like militarily, right, Marignon has the ability to win this game, hands down.
Yeah.
But because it's Cataclysm and it's thrones, not just kill your enemies, he has to make the right decisions here. So if we look at the map, it looks like he's just pushing in to conquer more of Bogarus, but that's not going to win him the game. He needs thrones to do that.
Right.
And
But I mean, land's still a little important. But yeah.
yeah, now he's in position to take a lot of thrones. It's just, I don't know, it seems a little odd. Like he
But he's
stopped
getting big
fighting.
enough to the point though. Like if he kills Bogarus, like one of the things that happens in the late game too is you get to a point where like Diplo can't get any worse,
Yeah.
and that's actually a liberating feeling.
Yeah.
Well, Diplo can't get any worse. All these things I was worried about now I don't have to worry about. Like if he does lethal damage to Bogarus, then the only people who can fight him are Atlantis and Rhaga, really. So there's that.
So I've cheated and looked quickly through the messages, and there isn't really much happening this turn
Okay.
in terms of battles. So we could just look at the map and see that.
Yeah, it's basically just Marignon expansion. I think if we look at the score graph for Marignon, we.
Yep.
Oh, I don't have this last turn, but I think this was a nice little uptick. And then sieging forts. You know, like this one's super high income province. Gonna take a while to knock through it. I think one more turn. The thing I don't. This is what I don't understand, Sack. Is if you have a scout here and you saw what we saw with no mage support behind all these armies, like
Yeah.
it's a donation. That is, I
Go.
mean, that
Yeah.
is
Go.
literally a
Absolutely. Go
donation.
kill
Like,
it.
how do you not take a free gift which is given to you? Somebody saying, "Hey, have upkeep issues. Can you please fix them for me?" Oh,
Right.
you have some upkeep issues on the throne I want. Sure, I'll take care of that for you right away.
Well, I think he. Well, no, I was gonna say I think he napped, but clearly not because they're still raiding each other.
Right. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it is a little mysterious.
Utgard, though, let's take a look at Utgard's province graph.
It's steadily climbing.
Yeah. They are at the highest they have ever been right now. If we look at their income graph, also the highest they've ever been.
Yep, it's all those raids.
Making plays. So even though they haven't done anything phenomenal, just waking up, making plays, good. Should we go to next turn?
Yeah, let's go to next turn. I don't think much happened this turn. That was 85.
Utgard with his own call to wins using ritual magic. What is this?
No, that would imply he has mages. It can't be.
Cannot be. Horror attacks. Ooh. Successful. Okay. Let's go to the map. Where do you want to start, Zach?
Well, have any of the Rhaga sieges broken through yet? Not that one.
This
and
one...
okay, neither of them did. So.
Ooh, but we have a battle.
Atlantis tried to break out. Okay.
Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you're retreating, right? You're just trying to get your mages out. And Atlantis is like, I think we have to check if Atlantis is controlled by the computer. I don't think they are.
Oh, you think so?
He's been making weird plays. Like he's been teleporting. There's a couple of them too that happened last turn that I didn't really talk about. Like he teleported mages in random spots and they just died. Some kind of weird. I mean, like, what are you thinking with this, you know? Very, very strange.
Well, to be fair, attacking and retreating against Zeadans is a very low likelihood of success.
If they're on hold and attack, which a lot of times they are, you might be able to sneak off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fair.
All right, so that's not good for.
So Rhaga sticking their tiny little head in. This guy's all diseased up.
I think that's like a desperate earthquake trap.
Yeah. Nothing terribly
this
scary.
Is the monolith, yeah.
Except the monolith.
But not much besides the monolith.
Well, he's got these fairy queens, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely good for him to have, especially with all the bone grinding shenanigans we know Rhaga's gonna do.
Although honestly, bone grinding less appealing given what he scouted.
Yeah.
I would not go for bone grinding.
I'm not actually sure Rhaga can take this.
Well,
I mean, I think they can, but I'm not sure. Like Troll King, Fairy Queens, and the Rhaga numbers advantage, especially if Storm goes up, is not going to count for that much when everybody's clustered in that gate.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, well, but Rhaga has like a ton of like battlefield damage stuff. So I think, and I didn't see any like fire resist gears on the Fairy Queens, for example.
But Army of Gold, he's got the Troll.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does have Army of Gold. Yeah. I mean, I think, well, I forget exactly the mage core that Rhaga has here, but I feel like just some like evocations.
I don't think he can take it. Like Wailing Winds, fill up the gap, Storm.
Yeah, I'd be painful for sure.
The Monolith? Where's the Engakak? I want to see if he has the air random. Do you see the cap only mage?
Bottom center? No.
I know. Oh, here he is.
Oh, right there.
Ooh.
Nope.
Without Wailing
So,
Winds, he might be able to do it because that's
yeah.
going to give him time to lay down the
Yeah, without a timer, I think
evocations.
if you evocate enough, you'll eventually kill the Storm Fairy Queen, and then the
Yeah.
Zayden's will just delete
Yeah.
the rest. Monolith might troll him though.
It's kind of weird because I think Atlantis kind of got beat up, and then they kind of had to make desperate plays, which, you know, like you get pinned into your cap. You're like, okay, well, we're going to send stuff out to take my cap circle because we're playing to win. But it's a little desperate because the stuff you send out could easily die, you know? Like you don't take back your cap circle with huge amounts of confidence if you feel me. But
Yes.
it's it feels like it's kind of he just feels very reckless right now compared to how he was playing earlier.
So looks like the only other interesting battle was so Atlantis is Marignon is still pushing on Bogarus,
Right.
but Bogarus has countered.
Where did they counter? I don't see any Bogarus counters.
In Bay of Plenty. He broke the siege on his fort. That fort.
Is there a big force here? Oh, Father Illerth.
There's Father Illerth.
Uh-oh. I see an Astral Communion.
Yep.
And they're lizards. I hope he doesn't get close. Okay. In some ways, this was a good outcome for Marignon because he didn't get in close enough to get charmed. Instead, he just got enslaved.
Yeah. That's 18 shamans. That's a lot of shaman that Bogarus has in that communion.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, you can't really send solo thugs against a communion nation.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well. In terms of graphs, Marignon still at an all-time high, though it's not clear what Bogarus is right now. But Bogarus probably still pretty high. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that's. Oh, Rhaga is number 1. What?
Well, because Rhaga is retaking all the crap that Atlantis has been pettily raiding away from him.
I guess, yeah, Rhaga just getting Atlantis under thumb means they're position 1 now for number of provinces, but maybe not for thrones. But maybe, because they're going to now have this one, and this one, and this one, and they have this one, though it's now under siege by Marignon with a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, but he's just gradually, like, he's sailing stuff across, like he's just moving all the garbage across.
Like, this is the stuff I was talking about. Like, these falling fathers have just been falling out of the sky and dying. Like, did he teleport this idiot in here? He does. He's teleporting these guys into these ridiculous... I don't even know what he's doing. It's like the 4th one I've seen teleport into some helpless situation.
Yeah, and that was... I mean, I think maybe he has no scouts and he's just teleporting blind. Because you could see there's an army there, right? So you don't teleport something...
He has an army right here.
Yeah, but
this army was here last turn.
He teleported into that square, right?
Last turn, this army was here, and he teleported into the same tile his army was in, but he moved his army out of the tile.
But, yeah, so then it just landed there, and then Rhaga attacked him there.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
So it's just sloppy.
But yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think that's it for
but
this
turn.
turn.
Is an interesting situation because this Atlantis army has
how
marched
did that army
straight
get there?
across, just in a straight line. But now he's next to this throne. But
I think he just goes in the water and hides.
It's like 1,000 wall. Oh, he could go in the water and hide. That's actually a decent sight too.
Yeah, that was the plan all along.
Your lakes are mine. Okay, this actually maybe not that crazy. Goes over here. I don't even know if you like. Sure, this lake, colonizing this lake, putting up like a like making this firmly Atlantis, gives you pretty good access to this throne. Opens up potentially gatewaying in armies, those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Has Atlantis ever been at war with Bogarus?
Nope.
Not except when Bogarus went to war with Atlantis when Atlantis was throne rushing.
Exactly.
I feel like Atlantis has missed on the thing you and I were talking about since the very beginning of the game.
First episode, we were like, Bogarus is screwed.
Right. Look at all of this water system that essentially has been on loan to other players from Atlantis all game.
Well, to be fair, he went after Joman,
right,
which was good and gave him that water system.
Yeah.
And kind of that throne that Lemuria had tried to take at the beginning. So it wasn't a bad first move, but afterwards, yeah, why not take Bogarus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can. I don't even know what you like. If I had a water nation and they were like, "Look, it depends," but if they were like, "I'm going to take all of your water," but we don't necessarily have to be at war. I don't know how I would react. Like, if I thought I could kill them and wipe them off the map, I might go do it. I would definitely Bane Venom Charm them, but I don't know if I would fight them for the water.
Being in a situation like Bogarus is geographically with the Water Nation is one of the things that makes me want to just quit the game and play another game. It feels, I mean, like play another game with Dominions. I don't mean quit the game. You know what I mean? I just
I know what you mean.
It feels so bad to be a land nation surrounded by water.
Yeah. But man, he is not cared. And it hasn't mattered.
Well, this is like the dream scenario, right? Where it happens, but no ill effects. Yeah.
But man, the thing is too, he can check so many more thrones, these two thrones, by controlling these lake systems.
Mm-hmm.
And then this throne by controlling this one.
I mean, to be fair, it's like right now Atlantis is in a bad situation. So we're looking at, how he could, like what could have been different. But Atlantis played himself into a pretty strong situation and almost won a throne victory on a rush.
Yeah.
So true. He kind of did execute this plan. He just didn't choose the lakes that we're pointing at right now. He chose the other lakes.
He chose... where's Ulm?
He went south from Joman.
Here's Ulm. He chose this one.
Yeah. Which was easy to get to because Gath was like non-existent, right? So he went from his Joman Lake west to Gath, and I forget how he got into that other lake with the throne.
Yeah, I don't really remember doing this, actually.
How did that happen?
Oh, this is a wizard tower.
Yeah.
So I think he just teleported in some idiot or
something.
He
must have teleported in something, right? So that was a good teleport. The other lake throne, also a good move, going through Gath after Joman. And then, like, trying to throw from there.
This, too. I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's what it was. So, honestly, I think... Well, okay, it's early to be doing this, but I kind of liked Atlantis's general strategy for the game. He had a plan, which was get into a lot of lakes. We're going to throne rush when we're within distance.
Yeah.
And, once you fail a throne rush because everybody piled on top of you, like... you're not going to win, right? He's doing whatever. He's playing the game. He's not going to quit, but like...
I don't know when the time would be, but there might have been a time where Marignon was diplomatically vulnerable and Atlantis wasn't feeling terribly exposed, where he could have just taken this lake system and maybe like only gone Marignon, but not really threatened the thrones. Just been like, no, the lakes are mine. Mm-hmm. And it would have been like a longer term setup for a throne, like for more throne rushing. But yeah. Anyways, things to reflect about as this lone army marches ever westward.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it in the next turn.
Okay. Turn 87. More horrors, always more horrors. A vampire comes in.
Oh my god.
It looks like this is a province that is not the throne, that has a large...
Dude.
Oh. Oh. Not only is it Seth Kona, and not only are they casting spells, but I see this weird communion spell coming up. I've never seen it before. How does it work?
I'm so proud of you.
All right, let's see what he did. So he's got 10 slaves. I don't know how many masters he has because not all the...
So I see on the report here there are 26 Sithkonas and 10 Nornas, which are the like higher path cap only versions. So there's a potential 36 mages.
I think what he has done, I don't think I've seen, I'm looking around. I don't think he has used any of the Seth Kona as masters.
Uh-huh.
So I think a good assumption is he's got 10 Norna and he's got 10 Seth Kona slaves. And
yeah.
I think that's...
And the other ones are just doing body ethereal and stuff like that
stuff
on the sacreds.
Which is fine. Now...
Good enough to kill a vampire lord.
Yeah. Did he kill or soul slay or... Let's see.
I think it...
Oh, yeah.
Not soul slayed. Oh, it is soul slay for in the head
Wrecked.
for 14 points of damage.
Riggedy wrecked. Well, that'll teach Marignon to use vampires around the mage-filled lands of Utgard. Shot to the head.
Oh shit, Utgard's got a lich.
Alright, let's just... Alright. Man, Utgard just violently striking out. Queen of the Underworld. What the hell is that?
That must be like a hero.
Yeah. This is set up to deal with a very, very annoying fallen angels. Oh no, but
it's size
midget
3.
mesh are on size 3? Question mark. Vampires maybe. Bogarus attacking Utgard. You know, I think this is one dynamic you and I haven't picked up on yet. I think part of this stalemate here is Marignon is worried if he doesn't win decisively enough, then he will get vultured by Bogarus. So I think there's like a 3-way standoff where like whoever fights Utgard is also going to have to fight the other player.
Well, a few turns ago, Marignon got to saw what was there because he lost his Ill-Earth, Father Ill-Earth.
Yeah.
So he knows that what's there is like a communion with a bit of chaff. But he should feel otherwise pretty confident. I think it's... Yeah.
I think you still do it, but I'm just saying, like, player psychology, I think that's what's happening.
No, that makes sense. And he hasn't had the chance to reinforce this side, of the map. He's been doing all the pressure up north. And...
He's finally cracked this fort.
Yeah.
Was this in the fort? Oh yeah, so he got this fort from Bogarus too.
I could see him trying to pressure Bogarus in other areas so that Bogarus doesn't... Like, if he feels he can weaken Bogarus enough, then he'll feel more confident pressing on that front.
Yeah. Okay. Have you looked through all the battles, or did we miss anything important?
Yeah, I have. There weren't any really epic ones. We still don't have that monolith fight, which I think is the next big fight we're looking for. And besides that, we're looking for like maybe a random Utgard big fight with Marignon, and also a random Bogarus and Marignon fight, like another one. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else.
Okay, let's go ahead and go. The other thing too that I think I should just mention is, because I was talking about like there's some sloppy play and stuff. A lot of times by the time you get to turn 87 and stuff, it's hard for people to like the turns get longer.
Oh yeah,
it's
you make
harder
mistakes,
to play.
like yeah,
So
for sure.
sometimes it's just like thanks for sticking in the game, like
Right, exactly.
everybody
Good
has
job.
periods in the late game where they're not going to be playing very sharp too. So anyway, I just want to say that because I felt a little bad for saying that about like Atlantis playing sloppy.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, let's see if we get anything on turn 88.
Do we have a bite? Oh yes, the Bogarus.
Oh, but he fails.
Does he?
Oh, because well, it's a spectral mage, so
Oh, it's ghosts, is what it is. Dude, ghosts are good units. Oh my gosh, and there's
magic.
a teleporting lich.
Oh, it's an air empowered lich.
What? Wind of Death? Still risky to go against the Communion. Okay, Bogarus showing pretty clearly they lost that big battle, and they had to kind of sit back for a little bit while Marignon raided their stuff, but they've been keeping a lot of territory control with Send Horror, and now they're fighting back with this lich.
Now, did it die to like Did it go through the immortality?
Yeah, let's see.
Because
if it did, it would be a very bad trade for Bogarus.
Yeah.
I think he just got killed by imps.
That's good, because a lich is like 40 death gems and air empowered. Actually, it's twice air empowered.
Yeah.
So that's
really
like
expensive.
120 gems investment. Now, if he gets away for free, which he did, and this is fantastic because he killed like 10 mages and like 100, including like 60 sacreds.
But if it was this for 140 death gems, it would actually be a really bad
it.
deal for Bogarus. Or not really, but bad.
Yeah, no,
he would never spend 140 to kill this.
You could just do one flames from the sky to kill that.
Yeah. Okay, why are we doing this in the menu? Let's see if we don't. The fort was cracked, but he's not deciding to take it. Interesting. He pinged it last turn, but he didn't take it. Over here,
I think that was taken before, right?
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Here, Rhaga liberates their throne. Jotunheim, or Utgard, moving out with a big, powerful communion stack here. This army's probably big enough to fight off Rhaga for this throne, which looks like what it's going to do. Like, take this and then come down here and take that. The only problem, this is a zero-pop wasteland. So there's a decent chance everybody here's dying of starvation.
Probably.
Oh, no. But Seth Connor nature mages, so.
Yeah, he's probably okay there. Now, this is interesting because Marignon seems to have run out of steam on Utgard.
Right.
But to be honest, that's kind of... It's possible that he pieced out with Utgard in exchange for Utgard going east after Rhaga. Because Utgard wants his... This was Utgard's throne originally.
Right.
Like way back when.
Way back when.
So, Utgard has a path here going east to get his throne, which makes sense. And then he can, play around in the Myriad Lands or whatever. Marignon is always going to have that northern Utgard throne in check and can try to snipe it in a throne rush scenario. So Marignon doesn't really need to be actively raiding Utgard. Doesn't really get him anything.
Yeah.
So it's possible he kind of pieced out and now has redeployed those vampires and whatever to be more effective against Bogarus. Because yeah, look, he's really raiding much deeper now into that whole section of Bogarus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot of raiding. He's taking some of this. Okay, he's taken this fort finally.
Well, he's actually.
Why, this is
what was that?
Bogarus went and attacked with a very small army. Oh, he's retreating. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah, he's going. I think you're right, Sakane. I did not pick up on that. I think you're right. I think he has pieced out with Utgard, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go all in on Bogarus.
On Bogarus, yeah, and the Bogarusian threat.
And it's looking like he's going to be successful. So it's looking like it's actually gone into like what all the chaos has gone back into Marignon versus Bogarus and Rhaga versus Atlantis.
Yeah, after everything's said and done.
It's like this very simple 1v1 and 1v1.
Yeah. In terms of thrones, right now I like... Okay, well, let's look at Marignon's throne situation. So he firmly controls that one. Yeah, I'll let you just click on them on the map.
Well, this one... He doesn't have a lot of thrones anymore. He's got this one. Is that it? Marignon doesn't have any
there's
thrones,
the old Ulm one. Yeah,
no, he has two.
Yeah, he's got two. Yeah, the one to the southeast.
Yeah. He's got these two.
Yeah, he's got these two. See, that's the problem currently, like in this instant, with Marignon's position. He's low on thrones, but he has started to siege down that Bogarus one, which honestly Bogarus is in no position to contest.
Right.
So that is basically going to be Marignon's. Now he borders, like he has a play on the Utgard throne to the south, but that'll take some doing. But I think he can get that.
So this would be 3. This would be 4.
Or he seems to have given up on that throne to the east. Right, the Rhaga one across the water.
This one.
Yeah, but maybe he just lets.
Maybe that was part of the deal with Utgard.
Yeah, maybe he sails across one day. There's also the possibility that he tries to he neighbors some of the underwater Atlantis thrones. And he's got a ton of demons. He might be able to, put an army underwater. It's risky now because, suppose you believe that Marignon is in a leading position in terms of economy and army size and whatever, and he's winning the war against Bogarus. So let's say he captures all of Bogarus. Because he has so few thrones, Rhaga can just win. Hell, even Atlantis, Atlantis lost too many thrones, but Rhaga can just win on thrones during Cataclysm. So
Rhaga's only at 3 now.
Well, there's a monolith throne.
There's a what?
There's the monolith throne.
Right. And that's 4. But then he's tuckered out.
Yeah, and he might lose that one to Utgard. The one,
right.
on the west.
This one he's got a very weak hold on.
Okay, so that's dicey. So maybe Rhaga doesn't... How many does Atlantis still have?
I think it's up in the air. I think it is going to have a lot to do with who wins the 1v1s. I don't think it's really a throne thing.
You're right, it's not a throne thing.
Start falling.
Because Atlantis still has 3 underwater thrones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, it's so close still.
Yeah, I think it has to do with who's going to decisively win a 1v1. And I think it's going to be difficult.
But Rhaga can't not decisively win against Atlantis, right?
Well, I mean, they have to get underwater a little bit. to like. I mean, you have to think about like underwater is going to continue to exert rating pressure, right? So to decisively win, you know, he either has to kill him underwater or be able to kill enough of the raiders so the rating pressure dies down. But I think you're right. Like I think this is a more one-sided Rhaga versus Atlantis than Marignon versus Bogarus.
So, okay, from Raga's point of view, I think you try not to fail against the monolith, and then you take whatever's left there and you go take Atlantis's cap.
Yeah.
Maybe in parallel, you can cordon off that, let's say that lake. Yeah, that one right there, that underwater lake throne.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. You can cordon that off, the land around it, and then possibly capture that. Like that could be the quote unquote victory against Atlantis, because it's going to be hard to take Atlantis's bigger lakes, and also it's not super useful.
I mean, taking a throne from an underwater nation is hard, like a well defended province, but it has to do with economies. Like, why is underwater so hard underwater? Well, a lot of it's water elementals, and those are good all game long, well into the late game. So, but like this is not some luxury high income Atlantis. This is like they have been.
I mean, they're bleeding gems.
Yeah, they've been bleeding gems and armies and gold and territory. I mean, they're not like luxury defenders that are going to be, you know, casually dropping 20 water gems and water elementals every single turn, you know?
Yeah. So I think those are two of his objectives. And I think the last objective for Rhaga is to defend his westernmost throne.
Right. So I'm feeling you now. I'm kind of like, I was thinking Marignon's now like really stepping up, but I think Rhaga has the more one-sided 1v1. Well,
yeah, he has a more one-sided one, but now but it's still not an obvious, like, because to get the thrones for the victory, I think he has to go underwater, and that could be, like, that's iffy, right?
It's iffy, yeah.
And he's going to have to deal with, like, suddenly a bunch of sacred giants with a big communion.
Right. The Utgard X-Factor that's discovered magic.
So, like, let's not... he has a definite path of, like, what he needs to do, but it's not going to be easy necessarily. Yeah. If we look at Marignon, right, on the flip side, Marignon has to take that throne from Bogarus, which I think that's
pretty easy.
A given. I think what he wants to do, what he's doing is he's conquering all of Bogarus.
Yeah.
If he does that, he'll get Bogarus's other throne, like land thrones, even deeper into Bogarus.
I mean, he could just conquer Bogarus, like take his cap.
Yeah, I think he can do that, and therefore he could even get the other two. Yeah, he can get those two thrones.
Well, Bogarus looks like they're just from like looking at the board.
Looks like he's like.
It looks like he's committed, like he's given up on the general fight against Atlantis, and has said, "I'm going to hold on to these two thrones." And hope that does good things for me.
Yeah.
And
see, the problem with that move...
Oh, he has... What's his third throne? He's got this one.
Well, it's the one that's under siege.
He's going to lose. So,
yeah.
2 thrones is not a winning position.
And the problem with Marignon's strategy of let's just conquer Bogarus is that Bogarus is still like a pretty major power. I don't think that happens for like 15 turns, right? Like optimistically,
taking
he can
Bogarus's
fight on the cap in like 5 turns.
Stuff.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Taking Bogarus's cap or all of Bogarus's stuff?
All of Bogarus's stuff, because that's what the win condition isn't kill Bogarus, it's get thrones. So,
well, but I mean, in some ways, it also reduces to winning your 1v1 decisively. Like, let's imagine in 6 turns, this Marinese army has taken this fort. At 1 turn pops, it takes it. 2 turns later, it takes. So this is 2 turns, 4 turns. He'll have these. This will be 7 turns. He could potentially take Bogarus's cap and all these forts. And in 7 turns, he could also take all 3 of these, potentially.
Yep.
Bogarus is now out of, in my opinion, a running for winning the game. If he loses this much, like, his income's going to be crushed.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But that, in and of itself, doesn't help. That doesn't. Yes, it will help Marignon
it's
win.
Going to limit Bogarus' ability to reclaim stuff that otherwise Marignon's going to have to be fighting for.
Right. So let's say he does at 7 turns, but Marignon still needs like 2 more thrones. So
tell me what you think he should do.
Sorry?
Yeah, so what do you think the play is then?
I think he finishes taking that Bogarus throne that he's sieging right now.
Mm.
And I think he pulls the trigger on Utgard.
Yeah.
And then sails across, and like he pulls the trigger on Utgard while Utgard is like fighting Rhaga or whatever for that stupid Lemuria throne. And then he sails across and takes it. I think he gets those 2 thrones.
So if he gets these 2 thrones, that puts him at
5,
which is a winning position potentially.
Because now he could do that potentially and also keep pushing onto Bogarus and his cap.
Yeah, those things are not exclusive in any way.
They're not exclusive, but there's a question of resources, right? I mean, he's massive, but still, he's got like only so many fallen angels, only so many, like things to go around. And I guess what I'm arguing is that those resources are better spent on getting those last 2 thrones than on pushing Bogarus further back. Because if you look at Bogarus, he's just turtling in his thrones. Like, Marignon can just keep that big army stationed where it is, and Bogarus will never attack him, and Marignon's happy with that. Like, in theory, I'm not saying that's... If he thinks he can take the fight, sure, take it. But, in terms of getting in a winning position... Because the alternative, if he doesn't pull the trigger on Utgard, is he has to go through Bogarus and get to Bogarus' core thrones, which I think he will succeed in doing. But I think it'll take him like 20 turns.
Well, I mean, the other thing is if he gets these 2 and gets this 1, then that's almost it. Then all he has to do is wait for 1 heart to kill 1 throne that's not his.
Yeah.
Which would imply taking Bogarus' capital to get to this one. But
if we compare these 2 paths to victory, like the one we outlined for Marignon and the one we outlined for Rhaga, I think it's very close.
Yeah.
Now Bogarus doesn't really, I think, have a path to victory.
Nope. Well, this what's interesting. This is one of the things I like about Dominions is you have all the diplomacy stuff and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately it comes down to who wins the big fights. Like all the major turning points in the game in the past few episodes have been like Bogarus losing to Rhaga, Bogarus losing to Marignon. Atlantis losing major fights and a fully committed throne rush.
Mm-hmm.
So, while we cannot see a path to victory for Bogarus right now, if Bogarus, through, incompetence of the enemy, tactical genius of his own devising, is able to win a few major combats, and let's say the army threatening this throne for Bogarus loses. The Marinese army loses due to some cunning from Bogarus. Well, now Bogarus is a 3-throne nation, and, maybe they're ready to make plays again, because they're summoning storm demons up here. So, But it would have to start with some tactical genius in taking a major battle. Like, if Bogarus sits around and is like, well, I hope they don't attack me,
Yeah, I guess, I agree. I think we have seen not incontrovertible evidence, but evidence that Bogarus is not able to win the big fight against Marignon.
Right.
And I don't know that he has brought any new, Dominion's 5 elements to bear that are going to win it for him this time. Although he does have those storm demons, like you said. So
he started to get deeper into blood, but it might be too late there. But yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just playing a little devil's advocate.
Yeah. But between Marignon and Rhaga, I do not know. And plus, there's a lot of RNG.
If you had to bet, who are you going to put money on right now?
If I had to sub in, I'd rather sub in for Marignon. Like, I like the position of that nation better right now. But I'm looking at what the players are doing, and I am preferring the moves that Rhaga is making in terms of winning the game.
Yeah, Rhaga, I feel, has like a lower stress path. Marignon has to make major plays, I think, but they're well set up to make those plays.
Yeah.
Whereas Rhaga just has to like win a war that they're really set up to win.
Well, I guess I feel
and not lose this to Utgard.
Yeah, but Rhaga's situation isn't entirely up to Rhaga. Like, if he does all the things we outlined, he still only ends up at like 4 thrones.
And the new throne he got, I know we've been over this several times, but we were saying he gets this one underwater and then this one from Atlantis. He's at 2. Yes, I only puts him at 4. Yeah. That's 4 is not even necessarily a winning position, so.
Oh no, wait, that should that's right, 4, because he has to defend that one from guard. So yeah, the problem is 4 is not a winning position, so he has to do that successfully, and Marignon has to not succeed.
Right, or he has to get another throne. Like, I don't even know what he would do.
Well, but there's things can get crazy.
I think it's far enough away where it's like very speculative to even guess about it.
But so I guess that's what I mean, that I prefer Marignon's position. But I think the moves that Marignon's making right now are not like game-winning oriented enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. The peace out with Rhaga was bad, and
yes,
probably should take the. One thing we don't know, like when we were talking about that offering from Utgard that should have been taken, could be they already had an app or something signed, and so he was just doing that to patrol to get rid of unit like scouts or something, because what else are the 1,000 gold upkeep of game herding's gonna do if they're not sitting there patrolling out scouts?
Yeah.
But he might not have been worried about an attack. So I don't know. Maybe
but if he's got a nap and he's not worried about the attack, what are they doing there?
Projecting power, I guess. What they've been doing the whole game.
But what are they doing there? Because there's
flexing in the mirror.
Like, that's what doesn't make sense. Is if you've got an app 3 and you trust it, then those guys can be 3 provinces away doing something with their lives.
Right.
But they're not, so he doesn't trust him. And Marignon has seen that the mage core is elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I think that is an end to this episode. I think right now the game is on turn 101. So we've actually almost caught up to the real game. Which means, because we're also recording this very close to real time, like the time we record and the time it gets put up on YouTube, very close together. It means we may actually be having a bit of a slowdown, as I don't want to release videos too close to the turn. So I think I'm not going to get closer than 10 turns, so we might actually have to wait a bit to record again.
So people might actually adapt the show. Oh shit, that's a good point. I should do this.
Yeah, exactly. But this one will probably anyway. So I'll probably put this one up pretty soon, but then after that we're probably going to have to take a break.
Well, we'll see. Either that or maybe the game will just end on turn 104
right. and then we can upload without any worry.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining me, Zach, and thank you all for watching.
It's a pleasure, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Cheers.